Hello again, and welcome back to Kids Bible Stories. This will be part 2, and we'll end our series of Jonah and the Big Fish. Today's story comes from Jonah, chapters 3 and 4. So, when we left off our story last week, we found Jonah inside a big fish's belly, and there he sat, praying to God, when suddenly God commands the big fish to spit Jonah out onto dry land. Pah! And out popped Jonah. I'm sure he was shaking his head in shock as he sat there on the ground. Then the word of the Lord came to Jonah a second time as soon as he was out of the fish. And it said, "Go to the great city of Nineveh and proclaim to it the message I give you." God wanted Jonah to tell this to the people there and to tell them to say sorry to God and to please forgive them for the things that they had done. God also wanted Jonah to tell them that if they did this, he would definitely forgive them and that they would not get in trouble. Now, this time, Jonah listened to the Lord, and he packed his bags, packed his socks and his t-shirts, his toothbrush, and off he went to Nineveh. He did not try to run away this time, but instead listened to what God wanted him to do. Now, Nineveh was a very important city. It was so important that Jonah was going to have to stay there for 3 whole days to tell them this message. So Jonah gets there, and as soon as he starts walking down that road, he notices, whoa, this is a really big city. It's really busy. He sees people in the market selling sheep. He sees moms and dads walking around the town. And he sees people working on building brand new houses. As Jonah is walking down this dusty road, he thinks, I better listen to God, and I better start shouting out this message to as many people as I can, to as many people as will hear it. So he starts to tell them, "You have 40 days to say you are sorry, to change your ways, to come back to God. You have 40 days to do this. You better listen." Amazingly, everyone who heard the message listened. From the greatest of the people to the least of the people, they listened, they prayed, and they asked God to forgive them. They began to change their ways and stop doing the things that were not good. Even the rich and mighty king of Nineveh listened to Jonah's message. He also encouraged everybody to listen. When God saw what they did and how they turned from their evil ways, he had compassion on them, and they did not get in trouble. But you will never guess how Jonah reacts to this. Jonah was actually really unhappy, and he became angry. He prayed to the Lord, "Oh Lord, is this not what I said when I was still at home? That's why I ran away. That is why I was so quick to flee to Tarshish. I mean, I knew that you are so loving and forgiving, and you're slow to anger, and your love is endless. You are a God who tries really hard not to get people in trouble. But now, oh Lord, take away my life, for it is better for me to die than to live." But the Lord told Jonah, "Have you any right to be angry?" Well, Jonah continues to pout and pitch a fit. He went out and sat down in a place outside of the city. There, he made himself someplace to sit in the shade, and he waited to see what would happen to the city of Nineveh. Then the Lord made a vine grow up tall over Jonah in order to give him shade and make him more comfortable. And Jonah was very happy about the vine. But the very next morning, God let a little bitty worm chew through the vine and eat it all up. He gobbled up that vine. So when the sun rose up in the sky, the hot sun beat down on Jonah. Oh, and Jonah was not happy with that. It was hot. He was not comfortable, and he pouted again. Oh, it would be better for me to die than to live. But God said to Jonah, "Do you have a right to be angry about the vine?" "Oh, I do," Jonah said. "I am angry enough to die." But again the Lord said, "Jonah, you have been really concerned about this vine, but you did not even take care of it or make it grow. It sprang up overnight. But you see, the city of Nineveh has more than 120,000 people, and they do not even know their right hand from their left hand. They are so confused about things of life. Should I not be concerned about that great city?" You see, God is trying to teach Jonah that it was He, God, who made the vine, who made it grow. It was also He who made all of the people in the city of Nineveh, and that He was the one to help take care of them. He wanted to teach them all about Him. He wanted to forgive them and show them just how much He loved them. Well, that's it for our story today. But before we go, I want to think about what we learned, because this is a very big lesson from Jonah today. Let me ask you this. Have you ever thought it was unfair how maybe your brother or your sister or someone in your classroom was treated when they did something wrong? Maybe did someone steal something from you or not share a toy well? And you went and told mom or dad or teacher, and you thought, "Oh boy, they're in trouble now. Teacher is going to get them." Or, "Ooh, mom and dad are going to take away your toys." But instead, maybe they talk to them, or they put them in timeout, or they just don't punish them the way that you thought that they should. Has that ever happened to you? And you think, "That's not fair." Yeah? Do you ever get angry or frustrated by it? Sometimes we do. Raise your hand right now. Raise it high in the air if you have ever done this. Yep, my hand is up in the air right now. Well, that's what Jonah was doing here in our story. He went to Nineveh, told them the message, and they listened. They actually obeyed, asked God to forgive them, and God did forgive them. They were all so happy. But instead of Jonah being happy about it, we see him pouting and being angry. And then we hear that he actually tells God that He told him so, that that's why he did not listen the first time he was told to go to Nineveh, that he knew that God was so loving and kind and that He would forgive the people in Nineveh. And Jonah did not think that that was fair. So Jonah has a pity party about it. But do you know what we should learn from this story and be happy about? Is that same love and kindness that God gives to other people is the same love and kindness He offers to you and to me. And we should be happy about it, even if we do not think it's fair. We are not God. God is God, and He knows what He's doing. I am so happy today that the same love and kindness that God showed to the people living in Nineveh, that He gives that same thing to you and to me. So for that, I am happy. Well, that ends our story today. Thank you so much for joining us. I really, really appreciate it. Please make sure to subscribe so you can get the most up-to-date podcasts. And, as always, bye for now.